In this video, I'm going to show you how I modified and tricked out my old electric bike with a completely new design, more power, a better battery, and even a truck horn. I bought this bike almost destroyed. When I first got it, the only thing that came to my mind was this. Hello, I'm an electric car. The first thing I did was completely disassemble it and get it into shape. I used fiberglass to fix the damaged plastics and painted it all black to try to make it look a bit nicer. But there were two problems. The first one was that there were parts that were impossible to get and manufacture, like the whole dashboard. The second one was that the design was still horrible and that wasn't going to change no matter how many bows I put on it. Knowing that, I started to dismantle it. I removed all the plastics, cables, decorations. In short, I left only the structure and the main chassis. My idea was to modify the bike to turn it into a bike where I can carry several things, since I always go shopping with the car, even if I only need a screw. I cut all the irons that were used to hold the plastics and modified some of the structure. Mainly, I cut all the structural irons that were behind the seat. There wasn't much I could do with the wheels. Since the engine is inside the wheel, I couldn't change them. So I just painted them black so they wouldn't be so noticeable. Especially because they had a horrible star-like design. The floor part was about 8 centimeters high between iron and iron, so it was perfect to weld some crossbars from side to side and make a bottom there to store all the electronics. To make the bottom and the floor of the bike, I bought some leftover acrylic on Facebook and cut it. To cut them without cracking, you can use a jigsaw with the thinnest metal saw you can find. It cuts very well. To make the floor look nicer, I stuck a sandpaper tape trying to give it a cool design. The battery that I had made a while ago broke, so I had to disassemble it, change the damaged cells, and solder it back together. This battery was made with recycled batteries from notebooks and broken devices, and this time, to prevent anything from happening to it again, I taped it well with thermal tape and then wrapped it in a waterproof bag. In the end, it looked like a brick of strange substances, but oh well. Something I tried to do was recycle the front plastic, but seeing that it was going to look horrible, I ended up throwing it away too. So between everything I threw away and everything I took off, I ended up lightening a lot of weight from the bike. Now came the time for painting. First, I painted everything with a sandable primer base to cover all the little things, and then I spray painted it. Since the bike is small, I only used 1 can of spray paint and another of lacquer to give it some shine. I painted the handlebars and the lower parts of the bike black because I thought it would look ugly all in light blue. But now that the bike is all painted, I can finally start putting it all together. It was hard to fit everything in the bottom part, but I managed to put in the battery, the controller, the alarm, the charger, and another battery. This is because the main battery operates at 65 volts, and since the lights, the horn, and everything else operates at 12 volts, I couldn't find any 65 to 12 volt converter that would provide the current I needed for all that. My solution was to put a small motorcycle battery just for these things. On the handlebar, I changed the twist throttle for a thumb 1, which I find more comfortable. I put on some nicer grips, some nicer mirrors, the brakes, and 2 switches, one for the turn signals and another for the lights. For the turn signals, I put 2 at the back that have an animation that I liked. It was cool. And at the front, I put 2 that are embedded in the grips, and they were also pretty good. For the main light, I got this one from Facebook that had high, low, and angel eye. To put the switches, I printed this piece in black that fits right into the mirror mounts, And for the headlight, I printed another one that fits on the handlebar and adjusts from the back. I printed both using black PLA plastic from Grylon 3, which is the brand I always use because I love the quality they have. Maybe in the future I'll change them for PETG if the heat affects them too much. But well, for now we'll see. I don't like having a bunch of cables around, so I took the trouble to run all the cables through the handlebars and through the main pillar of the bike to the base. This way they are more concealed. For the seat, I wanted to put something small. I bought a seat from a Yamaha IZ25 that I found cheap there on Mercado Libre, and I screwed it to the bracket I had welded. I think it looks very good in size and aesthetics, like it goes just with the bike. And this is one of the best things. I wanted to give it a special touch, and I bought an electric truck horn that makes a crazy noise. So it doesn't attract so much attention. I painted it black and put it right under the seat. In fact, it was the only place where it fit. To be able to activate it, I had to run a cable to the handlebars. And as this horn uses about 15 amps, I used this switch. I think it's the starter of a Ford Falcon or something like that. I know it's from a car, but it was manufactured in '97, and I know it can handle up to 20 amps. Another thing I did was put a voltage meter. I printed a mount for it to look nicer, and I put it glued under the main column. You know that in the description, I'm going to leave all the links of all the products that I bought in case you want to buy them too. As I didn't want to overload the dashboard, I put the lock to turn it on and the switch to change speeds under the seat. Inside, I put two chargers, one for the large battery and another for the 12-volt battery. But I joined the power input cable. So on one side of the bike, I can pull out the cable, plug it in, and charge it wherever I want. This means I don't have to carry any charger anywhere. Let's say it's already incorporated into the bike. I've been using the bike quite a bit, mostly to go get materials or to make deliveries of random things I sell on Mercado Libre. It reaches 37.28 miles, DH, is comfortable and agile to handle due to its lightweight design. Something that needs to be said is that since I used recyclable batteries that are not high discharge, I suffer a lot from something called voltage sag, which is when you start the voltage drops quite a bit. This can be a problem since sometimes the battery controller detects it as a problem as it would detect, let's say, that you have low battery. It cuts the current, forcing us to turn the bike off and on again to use it. We can solve this by using high discharge batteries, but honestly, I didn't have enough money. For those curious, this is how the bike's horn sounds. It's hilarious to see cars' reactions when they think they're about to crash into something huge. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more frequent content. See you next time. Bye.